Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We'll talk Browns and NFL football, we'll talk Cavs and NBA basketball, and we'll talk Tribe and Major League Baseball. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which of the following players was drafted ahead of Michael Jordan in the 1984 NBA draft? I'll have the answer later on the broadcast. The Cleveland Browns spent the 2019 NFL draft trying to beef up their defense. Last season, the Dog Pound fell short in many a game due to lack of defense depth, and they were determined to rectify that. Their biggest problem this offseason, which is so true. The Browns added LSU cornerback Greedy Williams in the second round at number 46 overall pick. Well, pick number 46 overall, excuse me. A consensus bargain pick, but John Dorsey surprised fans with the number 80 pick, selecting linebacker Sion Tahitaki. Tahitaki had a troubled past, and while at BYU was suspended multiple times. However, he was able to turn himself around with the help of his wife and became a team captain during his final year with the Cougars. When he was on the field, Tahitaki can shape the entire defense with his physical, violent style, and he's very raw, but defensive coordinator Steve Wilks is going to love his aggression and his hard-hitting potential. Outside of his past brushes with the law, and Tahitaki was projected to fall into the late rounds due to his unclaimed abilities, unrefined abilities, as a linebacker. Although Tahitaki can make some great plays and pop the ball out with his hard tackling style, and he tends to miss due to over pursuit. He gets his ankles broken on a simple juke moves, but the potential is there if Sion Tahitaki can live up to his potential. He could turn into Cleveland's best pick. You never know. We're going to have to wait and just see what happens, and hopefully it's going to be good. Now, the Browns had a need at linebacker this offseason, and they knew they could address it during the draft. Joe Schobert is a solid piece in the middle, but Christian Kirksey could easily be upgraded upon. The release of Jamie Collins also leaves a void on Cleveland's roster, and the Browns remediated these two holes with Tahitaki and a fifth-round linebacker, Mack Wilson from Alabama. Steve Wilks might have his hands full with Tahitaki's weaknesses, but there is so much raw talent that the potential is hard to ignore. Fantastic on tape. Tahitaki, his big plays jump off the page, and he has shown that he is a much more mature man now, and I think he really has shown that. He needs coaching, and fans can't expect him to make an impact right away, but Sion Tahitaki could become a massive steal for John Dorsey and the Cleveland Browns, and we will see. Turning to other NFL news, the Cincinnati Bengals could always dip back into free agency with some multiple names left on the board in the wake of the draft. As ESPN's Field Yates pointed out, today's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline for NFL free agency creates the possibility starting today. Free agents signed off the street no longer weigh on the compensatory draft process. The Bengals are looking at projected comp pick as high as the 5th round in 2020. Granted, the Bengals already went away from their usual compensatory pick approach in the free agency this year, signing guys they think can start or provide a major boost, such as Kerry Wynn, B.W. Webb, and John Miller. With the compensatory process now out the window, and those no longer factoring into signings, the Bengals, like any other team, might want to take another look at the remaining free agents, and they're probably going to want to do that. And if they do, these are the guys they could target. So the Bengals have to see what they can target and see who they can get. The Cavs will interview San Antonio Spurs assistant coach Ettore Messina at some point this coming week. League sources told Cleveland.com. According to a source familiar with Cleveland's search, the meeting has not officially been set up yet, as the two sides are working to finalize a specific date and time. Messina, 59, has been one of Greg Popovich's top assistants in San Antonio since 2014, coming to the Spurs after a sterling overseas coaching career. A 4-time EuroLeague champion head coach, 2-time EuroLeague Coach of the Year, 7-time Italian Cup winner, 5-time Russian League champion, and 4-time Russian League Coach of the Year. Messina is considered one of the best European coaches of all time. The Cavaliers went this route 5 years ago, hiring David Blatt after an extensive search in 2014. But Cleveland believes hiring Messina would be much different because he has gained valuable NBA experience as a Spurs assistant, and as opposed to being thrust immediately into the top job without any time to get acclimated to the NBA game. The Cavs also don't have LeBron James, coming back home in free agency, changing them from a young rebuilding team to a title contender. Messina, the former Italian national team head coach, will become the second member of Popovich's staff to meet with the Cavs. Ime Udoka talked with Cleveland executives on Sunday, conducting a strong interview while coming across as sharp and knowledgeable. The Cavs have also met with Dallas assistant Jamal Mosley, Miami assistant Juwan Howard, former Grizzlies head coach J.B. Bickerstaff, and Utah Jazz assistant Alex Jensen. Cleveland also has been granted permission to interview Denver Nuggets assistant Jordi Fernandez and Wes Unseld Jr., as well as Portland's assistants David Ventrapol and Nate Tibbetts. These interviews are likely to take place outside of Cleveland, as the two teams are locked in a tight Western Conference semifinal series right now, and I think there was some playoff action tonight, which I do believe, I think it was Golden State. I don't know, Golden State and well, I can't remember who it was, but I know there was playoff action tonight. The Cavs mutually parted ways with Larry Drew shortly after the 2018-2019 season ended. Drew guided them to 19 wins, finishing with the league's second worst record. And as I've said before, I think it's going to take another month and a half before the Cavs have a head coach. And I think sometime in June is when I think the Cavs will have a head coach, and we shall see. So we'll get to the Tribe in just a second, but right now it is time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which of the following players was drafted ahead of Michael Jordan in the 1984 NBA draft? And if you said Hakeem Olajuwon, you are correct. Michael Jordan was drafted third overall in 1984. Hakeem Olajuwon was drafted first overall by the Houston Rockets, and he led the Rockets to back-to-back NBA championships in 1994 and 95, and was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2008. And I will have another trivia question on my next broadcast, so stay tuned for that. The Tribe lost to the Chicago White Sox 2-0 tonight at Progressive Field. Jeffrey Rodriguez was on the hill for the Tribe tonight. Rodriguez went 6 innings, giving up 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and striking out 6 batters. The Tribe hit well and had several opportunities to score, and they had the bases loaded in the 8th inning, and they left and Carlos Santana struck out, thought that ball was low, and it was a ball. Started going to first base, but left the bases loaded, and Tribe was not able to take advantage or was not able to capitalize on any scoring opportunities, and they lose 2-0 to the White Sox tonight. The Tribe will try to get back on the winning track, and they try to snap this 3-game skid as they take on the Chicago White Sox in Game 3 of this 4-game series tomorrow night at Progressive Field. Shane Bieber on the hill for the Tribe with a record of 2-1, and Ronaldo Lopez on the hill for the White Sox with a record of 2-4. First pitch at 6:10 on Sports Time, Ohio. Now, getting back to the Browns in the draft for the final thoughts, they've really done some analyzing with the players that they've got. I think Mack Wilson could be a really good contributing factor for the Browns, and besides Sahon Tahaki and Greedy Williams and the other 2 picks. And I figure this is going to be a great season for the Browns, and we're only 2 months away from training camp, which will open in July. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. Always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. And I'll be back with another podcast, hopefully either tomorrow or on Friday or on Sunday. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.